Miami. I cannot wait to meet you. Okay, not the most spectacular entry to a country, but after 10 very quick hours from Barcelona, I've landed in Miami. I'm gonna be for 2 days at the Soccerex event, and then a couple of days working on the book that I have a deadline on about the captains of Barcelona, and a couple of days by the pool. Maybe I'll ride by the pool as well, because the temperature is about 30 degrees. So this is perhaps too much clothes. I'm gonna have to get the short sleeve ones. Look at the views, look at the views and the graffiti. Hello Miami.
In 600 feet, use the left lane to turn left on Northwest Miami Court.
The place is full of graffitis, absolutely lovely. This is the entrance to the convention centre. Another big graffiti over there. More there. More there. And there is somebody looking over us from there. I'm going to see something that's called the Messi Experience, which opens up in April, and I want to see how they're going to present it. And then I'll be talking about Messi in the main stage. This is a preview of it. Hello Miami.
And he's been the topic of conversation globally now for 16 or 17 years. No one has covered him as in depth historically as you have. So let's start with the first book and writing your first edition in 2013 and the process to get the access and write that book that gave us such an understanding of Messi and his family.
So logically, having been successful in the two people that I spoke to do the two previous books, I went to the Messi family and said, right, I want to do a book about Messi. And they said, no chance, no chance. Not only are we not going to help you, we don't support any book because there's been some telling stories that are not true about Leo. They never came to us double checking. But I plan to do that. Nah. I said that there is, in Argentina and Spain, everybody knows Leo. This was going to be like all my books, first in English for Arya publishers. And I said, in Argentina and Spain, everybody knows about Leo. But in the international world, I think they know that he's very, very good. And they know that as a kid, he needed hormones to grow naturally. That's the two things that people seem to know. And I said, sorry, no, but bring in a couple of weeks, see if we change our mind. And he's a very important person in Messi's story. Picked the phone up 2 weeks later, and I said, look, we've been thinking that in the world, people only know two things about Messi. One, that he's very good, and the other one about the hormone story. So I think it should help you.
Now a bit of Soccerex TV, let me show you. With the books. With Ben Jacobs over there. William looking at the pictures, see what looks good. That's the team, the gallery. What are we going to talk about, Ben?
We're going to talk about your amazing Messi exclusives throughout his move to Inter Miami, and then I'm just going to play sidekick and try and say something witty.
That was not the plan at all.
Guillem Balague, welcome to Soccerex TV.
Thank you, Ben.
We're here to talk about a new, updated version of Lionel Messi's only authorized biography. Tell me more.
Well, first of all, how lucky is Soccerex TV is to have you hosting all these interviews, and I know you've just been with Paul Barber, no, of Brighton, so big names, and that's always good to see. And this is the 5th update of the authorized book, a biography that started in 2012 with a no.
Guillem, congratulations on the updated version of the book and all of the fantastic work you do. Just before you go, remind everybody once again of the book, when it's available here in America and where it is currently available globally.
It's coming out on the 16th of November, so tomorrow since we're filming this, in the UK, and it will be in America in February. Hope to come back to Miami for I don't know if you've seen over there the Messi experience. I want to see what that's like. I'll probably come back for that in April and do some work with the book, promotional work. And then in Spanish it'll be in April when it comes out. So yeah, that's it.
Right, I jumped the queue because I got my pass yesterday. But anyway, this is it. This is the convention center. This is happening. Buy your tickets already.
Astonishing jaw-dropping genius!
Let me tell you that that's something that the Messi family are very excited about. They feel that they're going to give a new dimension to the Messi story. They are involved, they are loving what's happening, and it will all start in April and it will go all over the world. We're ready. Show is there. That's you. That's him. The moment where you heard, or where they told you that Messi was actually coming to Miami?
Yes, the night before, Leo. So on the night of the 6th of June 6th, going into June 7th, I knew that the story was maybe going to break the next day, and so I wanted to have the story prepared and ready. So when my husband went to sleep in our hotel room, I went into the bathroom and I put down the bath mat and I sat on the floor with my laptop and I pre-wrote the story as much as I could with the background, leaving spaces for the details. But I wrote the whole story. Lionel Messi is coming to Miami, the background, everything I knew to that point. And I had the story ready to go. At 2 and 3 in the morning, I was sitting on the bathroom floor of a Paris hotel preparing my story for what was going to be probably the next day, which it was. And so that I would have most of the story written. And when my husband woke up, I said, guess what I did? Just so that we could maybe have some time together today when this story breaks, I wrote most of the story already last night on the bathroom floor.
Proper journalism, that is. So how's life in Miami now that Messi has arrived? I mean,
Life is much busier. My life was a lot quieter and less complicated before this man arrived into my life. So I'm spending about as much time focusing on him as my husband right now, which is probably not a good thing.
How is your husband taking that?
My husband is used to it by now because I've been a sports writer for 35 years, but I've never covered anything like the craziness of Messi. I mean, it really is different from any other star that I've covered. Just, it is a cult. There is a Messi cult. There is a cult following that I've never seen anywhere.
America loves their GOATs. America loves the greatest of all time. They love to have the biggest and the best. That's how you sell products. That's how you get people in stadiums. That's how it operates here. So ever since Messi arrived here, it's become a fact that Messi is a GOAT. He's the greatest of all time.
I think it's one of the biggest revolutions in the world of sports that this country has seen in decades. And I was not here when Pele came, but I can assure you that the way things work nowadays with social media and everything becoming so small.
I'm doing a podcast now, a weekly podcast, and I have people watching this podcast from Gabon, from Tangier. I'm looking at the map to see these countries and where are they, because these are all Messi fans from all over the world, and they're now watching my podcast, so it's crazy.
I live in a small town in Connecticut, which is where ESPN is based, and people that don't talk to me about football have approached me not only to talk about football, but to tell me that they already got Messi's jersey. So that tells you kind of where it's landed and how it's impacted this game.
It's like a rock star tour everywhere he goes, right? I mean, everywhere he plays, or even there's a hit, or maybe you're not even 100% sure if he's going to play, and still the arenas are packed, or the stadiums are packed. They want to see this global phenomenon. I mean, how often is it that we're the reigning Ballon d'Or, not someone who's on the way out and retiring in the twilight of his career, but someone who's the reigning Ballon d'Or, and he's still playing right here in America, and you have this limited opportunity to watch it. And I think these fans are taking to it.
Forget Pele, forget Maradona, forget all the debates that we have all day, every day. He's the GOAT. Forget about it.
This is something where the United States really has an opportunity, especially now with Copa America coming here, the World Cup. I think it's just an avalanche effect of what I think soccer can do.
You think this is the time, finally, where it all takes off here? Football takes off here?
I don't know. I've seen many of those. I've heard many of those, and I haven't seen it happen yet. I think it's got to come. The game, it's at a better place than it's ever been. That's for sure. And it's got a bigger engine driving the car, and the enthusiasm that it could bring. With the Copa America happening here in 24, with the World Club Cup in 25, and then all that building up to the biggest World Cup ever. I gotta tell you, if it doesn't start, it never will.
It does hurt, as a Brazilian living in Miami, it does hurt to see the advertisement boards from Apple with a GOAT on it, saying the GOAT has come, or whatever it was. It was all over town when Apple got the deal with Barcelona, with Inter Miami. For me, it's always going to be Pele. I'll even bring Zico into the conversation, but that's a long way back. But I was interested to hear your thoughts on that.
He's the GOAT.
And this is the book that everybody must read. This is coming out November 16th in the UK. It's coming out in February in the United States. It is the only authorized biography that I know of Leo Messi, and you all need to read this book.
There you are. Thank you. So, the new updated authorized Messi biography is out now. And yes, he has his move from Barcelona to PSG. A lot of detail on it, but of course as well, the move from PSG to Inter Miami.
Sí, muchacho, nos vemos en Miami.
And more importantly, it's got a lot of detail, a lot of analysis, a lot of conversations, everything that's out there. I think you will be interested in the reasons why, when he wanted to go back to Barcelona last summer, he couldn't. It could not happen. There's a lot of detail on that. And personally, I included the conversation I had with him when he first arrived to Paris, because it was a little chat, not so much about football, but about what happens when a big move like this takes place. Even if you call Leo Messi, what happens to your family, to your kids? What happens to the expectations? What happens when you leave home? This is what he did. So that's the story of the new updated authorized Messi biography. Now, there's one side of the story that we haven't been told, which is how do you actually enjoy or not a game with Messi in it in the Inter Miami Stadium? And Alfie, who is I was going to say former Bigglesware United, but once you Bigglesware United, you will always
forever.
be Bigglesware United
Yeah.
forever. Coach, but you have been to a game.
Yes.
And what was that like?
Yeah, I've been to 5 or 6 Miami games, one with Messi,
Okay.
Completely different experience from before and after. Before obviously lots of empty seats. With Messi here, the craze has been incredible.
The atmosphere, I mean, when he touches the ball...
No, no one's watching the game. Everyone's watching Messi. So if he is 50 metres from the ball, everyone's watching him. When he takes a corner, it's like a goal, you know. So yeah, everything's about Messi. But yeah, it's a very interesting experience to watch the play like that in that stadium.
And in that particular game, anything you saw that you thought, oh, I didn't expect that from him?
Yeah, you can tell he cares for sure. I mean, he's got, you know, he's a winner, so he's never going to accept anything less. You know, and he, in that game particularly, it was against Orlando. He was targeted, and actually, the guy he was against probably got the better of him for a long part of the game. He was a young midfielder, and you could see physically he was dominating a little bit. But you know, Messi worked out, and they win the game. So yeah, he definitely cares. He's not here just for the ride.
Ooh, the rain, lots of rain. Very humid. Lots of rain.
The Brickell area, downtown Miami, like Ivan said, if you don't have to be on the road, just don't.
It's hard to believe, Jim and Naja, that there are this many motorists on the road, but I can tell you what Cindy just announced about the heavy rain. It seems that it already started in Miami Beach. Let me take you, this is actually Alton Road and 5th Street, and if you go west, that's the causeway that takes you out of the beach.
Did you see the floods last night? I was worried because I'm traveling today. I was going to stay in Miami until Monday. Today's Thursday. But I've been asked to go to Newark, to the studios that CBS have got there, because I'm doing Kicking It. That's been one of the highlights of my career. 1 hour talking about myself. I can do that. With Kate Abdo and Clint Dempsey and Charlie Davis, who I'll meet for dinner today. And then we'll do the filming tomorrow. That's going to be amazing. It was great at Soccerex. Now I've got this thing to do, and then come back to Miami for a weekend off. Also doing EuroLeagues tonight from Miami. It's been busy, been excellent though.